Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over the new trailer for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. George, what were your first thoughts while watching this new trailer for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever?
The hype is there. It looks great. It's really cool to see. It all back again. Looks amazing. First impressions, I'm loving Atlantis, Namor, that kind of stuff. It's gonna be awesome. And I'm so hyped. So hyped.
Yeah, man, that looks so sick. Yeah. Anything else you got? You want to just get out of the way straight?
I don't know, just thinking it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, I'll say this. It took me some while to get this, but even today it made me realize that the side characters, but more so the women of this movie, are going to have to carry this movie because Chadwick is no longer there and because of course his passing. So this is pretty much everybody's movie from M'Baku to Okoye to Ramonda to Shuri to Nakia. All those characters are gonna have to carry that movie.
Definitely.
For me, that just hit me on an emotional level because of the fact that these women, especially, is like there are some men. Like we have Namor, played by Tenoch Huerta. I hope I'm pronouncing that actor's name correctly, and we have Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku. Think about it; it's more so a women-centric thing. Like even if you think about Wakanda, like the first Black Panther movie, the female characters were the standouts, or more so like the prevalent ones than the actual males themselves.
Definitely.
So for the women of this movie to have to carry that kind of task of doing a Black Panther sequel without Chadwick, almost the entire cast, even from the new additions like the Atlantean people, especially with more what that brings. I mean, that is a task even I can't do. Like, how do you continue a sequel where your main lead in real life has passed away? How do you carry forward that? How do you do a sequel but also pay respect to the fact that we just lost Chadwick. Like we lost Chadwick last year, and how they had to go through that. I mean, I could imagine. Like I'm not, and I don't mean this in any like formula. So like, oh, I'm trying to neglect the director. Even Ryan Coogler, I bet, probably had to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite that script over and over again to get the right story. I will say this was emotional for me. I don't know about you. When I first saw the trailer, I was just hyped. But when I saw it again, and knowing the fact that Chadwick has passed away, I kid you not, I was straight crying. Like it's one of those trailers that really resonates and hits you on an emotional level. Like there's a spectacle and whatnot, which gets you excited, It's a sequel to one of the biggest Marvel movies yet that actually did well. But it's kind of like the fact that makes it bittersweet is that Chadwick is no longer with us. So how do these characters and how does the story continue on without him? I will tell you, this movie looks epic. Like I kid you not, it looks epic as hell.
No, this is an Avengers level threat.
Oh my god, you know what it really reminded me of? It reminded me of the Wakanda Infinity War fight, the level of epicness where they gathered all of the Wakandans to fight the aliens, but this time the Wakandans are all gathered together to take on Atlantis. I was like, oh shit, that's how you know shit's gonna go down. If one nation and the other nation assembles their entire people to fight one another, then that's how you know stuff is gonna go down. And especially there's a part in the trailer where you see the dolphins and you see all the Atlanteans kind of like holding onto their side as though it's like a military tactic. Like that's their way of doing a battle or approaching battle, which I thought was so badass. I don't know what it was, but I was like, okay, it's giving us a sense of how Wakandans and the Atlanteans, whether it be in culture or in combat or in battle, this is how we differentiate them, which I love a lot. What about you, George?
I thought it was awesome, and that battle, is going to be amazing. And yeah, it's going to be so cool to see all the different tactics, the underwater people. I liked that little bit that we saw when the Atlanteans were above ground and they had like the masks on for like air. That was really cool. And all the different angles, how they fight.
Yeah, I mean, the shit looks like it's going down. Both Wakandans and Atlantis is retaliating against one another because we see in one part of the trailer where water is flooding the throne room. And people have stated how the throne room is high. And it's like in the mountains, basically. So for Atlantis or maybe Namor to master that much energy into that much of a flood means he's pissed off.
Yeah, I know, that's
It means he's about to wreck shop. If this movie is going to be about how Wakanda is going to have to try and recover from the death of T'Challa, also trying to maintain Wakanda, because now it seems as though Ramonda is having to take the lead, T'Challa's mother. It's a struggle upon a struggle. It's like Empire Strikes Back, basically. The Empire always just has this upper hand while the Rebellion is just struggling to get a slight amount of a chance in this heated battle. So, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I'm excited for Namor, that is gonna be a gas. I don't know what it is, but Namor looks sick. We didn't see that much of him only until like before the very end, where he kind of like waves his hand up or something. But dude, Atlantis' aesthetic looks so sick.
It's gonna be absolute bomb.
I love the fact, and I know this has been a bit controversial, but I don't see any controversial thing with this. Or they combine the Atlantis kind of culture, but they combine the Aztec/Mayan culture with it to give it that distinction, to make it not feel like it was, like, pretty much for lack of a better phrasing, they're not ripping off Aquaman beat for beat.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing. Like they're giving the Latinos, or at least like a cultural kind of Aquaman, I guess you could say, for lack of a better phrase.
I know what you mean.
But dude, I think I love the Atlantis aesthetic so much, and even Namor. Like they show Namor with his speedos and whatnot, you know. But there's one where they show him in his gown, in this big jaguar mane and whatnot. And I thought, shoot, that looks so sick. I love that so much, man. I think this movie is like, how do we double? Like I don't know what else to say other than the fact that
increase the stakes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, personally, if I'm gonna be honest, this might be one of the best MCU movies of Phase 4. This is closing out Phase 4. This and She-Hulk are what end Phase 4, which then leads us to the next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kevin Feige.
It's a short phase.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, is it really short? Marvel's producing so much within a year. I wouldn't dare say it's short.
With them,
It's quite,
yeah, maybe not short, but they've definitely done a lot.
Yeah, and even I was shocked because I was like, damn, that quick? Because I thought, you know, some of the other movies we were getting like next year onwards were gonna be Phase 4 stuff, but no. But to be honest, I'm glad, because this movie might be the only reason why Phase 4 might be good. I mean, I know we've had some other stuff in the past, like No Way Home, Shang-Chi, and whatnot, but like the other movies that have followed after that, I dare say, never really like use this overarching thread that we have to really tell us the story leading forward. I think this movie, not necessarily that it has to follow that, but it does have the significance because of the fact that people want to see how this movie tackles Chadwick's passing and how they move forward with that while also honoring his legacy, which is the big question, because
like, what do you do, what don't you do?
You don't know what's the right answer. You don't know how they're going to tackle with it. Will they just address that he died of a similar sickness? Will they address that maybe Atlantis assassinated him in the story? Will they give him a character reason or a plot point reason? You don't even know.
Yeah.
Will they CGI him in some instances? I
hope not.
Never say never, because it's Disney, and seeing what they did with like Princess Leia and whatnot in Rise of Skywalker, I mean, not that I don't think it's bad, but I think it's a bit like a cop-out, like a bit of a cheap way to like just reuse some of the old footage from the actor stuff. But I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. I guess we could talk about the new Panther at the end of the trailer, which I feel like it's a bit obvious.
Shuri, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's Shuri, because in the comic book, she was second in line to be the Black Panther. But I don't know what was the weirdest thing. I thought it was the mom. I know I was so stupid for thinking that. But seeing the way as though the mom was kind of being more of the leading woman in this story, at least from the stuff we've seen in the trailers, right? That's what I thought. I know it was a bit stupid. It was kind of stretch. It was quite of a stretch, but I thought it might have been cool. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is coming out in November. I'm excited / sad. It's going to be a bit emotional, but also fun and spectacle, because, you know, this re-entering Wakanda once again, but also being an introduction into a new society / culture / people who are the Atlanteans, led by Namor. He covers all three boxes. He's a human, Atlantean, and a mutant. This dude ticks 3 of the boxes of whatever is the Marvel, so that's another thing. That's the reason why he has his normal human skin compared to the other Atlanteans in the story being blue, because of him being half-breed. I do also wonder if they will address the whole mutant thing, maybe something along the lines of like a character maybe scans Namor or something, and it's like, he has this human gene, this Atlantean gene, but also something that we can't explain, like something along those lines. I don't know. I know I could be stretching when it comes to this, but and again, the MCU introduced mutants already, so it's always a possibility in my opinion. Ironheart is in this. Ironheart is in Wakanda Forever.
Oh, isn't that? Didn't we see a picture?
Shuri goes and handshakes the girl, but then there's also a moment where the same girl, she hammers a heart.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, they're bringing a lot of characters into this one. With Ironheart, who's like a Iron Man successor, you could say. Like, she's like a young girl. She develops her first Mark I style suit. That fails tremendously. And then she gets a visit from Tony Stark in the comics, who's an AI. So he's like, okay, I'll teach you how to be a better Iron Man, pretty much. And this also, funny enough, leads into her own series, I guess, because her series was announced in the slate of Phase 5 as a TV show for Disney Plus. So that's going to be cool. I don't know when it comes to these legacy characters or these newer characters that are like pretty much carrying on the mantles for our old characters, because you know how comic book people and people in the internet be, you know, they be a bit sexist, racist, you know, you name it, all the
isms,
the it's, and everything. So, and I'm going to be pretty excited as well, because that, at least when you watch Wakanda Forever and you see that character of Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, like we're like, oh, she has a Disney Plus show coming next year, or whenever they plan to release that. I'll check it out, like that kind of thing. So it almost creates synergy for her show in a way. So that's dope. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, thank you guys for showing your support on our videos. It means a lot. Please like and subscribe, as this helps with the growth of our channel. And till then, see you guys on the next one. Take care.